Last time on the Lazy Geckos, behind the scenes of making an episode.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands.
Never seen a flying fish. I just woke up to take over shift and it was already a little rough.
We can track the storm. We're headed this way, and right now the storm is heading that way. We motored all night, used up a lot of engine time. We will have to change the oil.
What do you think of the check-in process? It doesn't help that Bella's paperwork was in the car when it got broken into. I am searching for oil filters.
I can see scratches on there where he was actually wrenching on it.
Oh look, a saltwater leak.
Shaft seal. I don't know, it's leaking, so I'll Google it. I really don't know how they work, so I'll take a look and figure it out.
Since Dad's doing a ton of maintenance, we would hit the pool and take a break. Maybe it's not a bad thing being stuck here for a little while. All right, you're gonna go check out the bed now. Okay. Ooh, lay down and relax.
Okay.
Can't lose track of the kid.
No.
You see Daddy?
Yeah.
There he is, working on the boat.
Hi, Daddy.
You ready for me to start it? Okay. Let's go see if it's leaking.
No.
It's leaking? What? Just as bad?
Yeah, I mean, maybe worse. Shut it off.
Still leaking.
That's what we were trying to fix in the first place?
Yeah,
I didn't even know what we were trying to fix.
there's a leak when we turn the engine on. So we were trying to fix the leak. And they give you a second replacement to fix it. Push it in there. But it's still leaking just as bad. Oh, that sucks.
I've been working on this Tide dripless dripping whatchamacallit all day, and it's been, you know, it hadn't been working good at all. It's just peeing out. We replaced the little seal and that was fine. We replaced seal, it's all good. Didn't work. It's a holiday weekend again, like every time something happens. I went online and I found an emergency number for this company, and the guy answered. I couldn't believe it. It's like his cell phone. And he gave me some ideas what to do. He said he's never heard of this in 20 years of doing this, but basically what I did was I planed the shaft in front of the seal. I disassembled it a little bit and I slid it forward 1/8 of an inch and turned it 30 degrees. I didn't film it because I was doing it all by myself because the girls were at the pool. But and then I started running it and it's still leaking out idle. But he said, you know, you gotta take it, you gotta run it and get it hot so that the seal will seal. Went ahead and started it, it was leaking. I revved it up a little bit, it was leaking a little less, and I revved it up to like 1200 and it's not leaking at all. So I think I've just been letting it run. So I think that it's reseating itself and we should be fine. Even if it's leaking at low RPMs idle, I feel confident taking it because we don't run it low RPMs idle. We drive it off or up high. So what we're going to do is just check it real quick, make sure it's not leaking at a higher RPM, and then bring it back down. And then we'll see if it's leaking again in idle. If it is, that's fine, whatever, that's what it's doing. And then we'll continue on when we get a weather window. So right now what's going to happen is Brittany's going to come down here, just watch it. I'm going to rev the engine up to a point where I feel safe with all the lines I have. and then she's gonna watch see if it starts leaking at a higher RPM, and then I'll bring it back down to idle and see when it starts leaking. Don't let your foot slip in here, it will mangle you, okay?
Okay. Do you see? It matches my tire.
See that?
Oh, what the heck? That was my accessory!
The water was coming out of where this black ring is, and it was dripping down the bottom. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna increase the RPM and see if it starts. Brittany, you're gonna watch under it, see if you start seeing drips in the water basically, okay? You can see the black piece, I moved it out 1/8 of an inch this way, and I slid it 30 degrees. You can see that tube is actually 30 degrees over.
It's almost like it has a drip every couple seconds.
Do you mean after we did the whole
Yes.
thing?
Yeah, I don't know if it's like
residual.
yeah, residual
been-
water.
Yeah, it's already there, it's still just dripping off, you know.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Well, we thought we'd be hauling out in the Dominican Republic, but we also thought we'd be hauling out in the Turks and Caicos for the rudder. So I imagine
a lot.
yeah, I imagine in every single country we'll think that we're gonna haul out, and it won't happen. No, so I guess we can continue on, which is exciting.
Yay.
And now I'm gonna continue on with dinner because I'm hungry. First, you and I are gonna go to the casino and play some roulette.
Do some gambling.
In a couple minutes, that'd be cool.
Yeah, you guys go have fun. How'd it go?
We waited a really long time for not much.
I've noticed like every time I've gone up there, it's like, hey, they're at lunch.
Yeah, they were at lunch. And it said 30 minutes, but I think we were there like 45.
Hey, it's island time, man. Come on, Meg.
Can't do it.
That's our storm door. I think I actually might have sprained my wrist
Oh
closing
my
it.
gosh.
Megan, are you bummed that we're not leaving today?
Kind of.
Hey, that's how it goes, man. You gotta go with the winds. Or sometimes you don't want to go with the winds if they're too strong and from the wrong way.
The hiccups. They won't go away. Hold your breath.
I had the hiccups when we were seasick, and it was awful because throw up would come up with the hiccup. It was awful.
Yeah.
So just go away, but I was a little bummed as well. However, why not? We're in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah,
Why
man.
wouldn't we explore it and have a little fun?
Just check it out.
Yeah, so we waited so I could, because I thought they had rental cars on the premises. Turns out I could have just grabbed the flyer.
Okay.
We called about the rental car.
All right. You guys ready to have some fun?
Yes.
I was thinking that I would keep Reese one of these days, and you two should go on the 27 waterfall adventure.
I want to know how high the highest waterfall is first.
Let's Google it. 27 waterfalls, Dominican Republic.
So I'm not jumping off like a 40-foot waterfall. The highest I'll jump off is
Oh yes, you
probably
dang
like
will.
30 feet.
And all this that you see with the orange vest, you
Yeah.
see, they are taxi.
Oh, that's a taxi.
They are
That's
taxi.
funny.
Yeah,
That's neat.
yeah. Oh yeah.
We're waiting on weather, so we've decided to get out and see this awesome country. There just happens to be a carnival this weekend. This is the first Caribbean carnival we've experienced, so we're pretty excited. Cool costumes, cheap beer, what's not to like?
Meg just got popped on the butt.
Did you?
By like a little kid.
They like hit you like here, like in that part. Did they hit you here? No. Oh,
It hurt real bad.
Unexpected, huh?
yeah. Now like you're on like guard for your butt.
$2.50 beer night.
Yeah.
So I'm not complaining.
This is the cheapest beer we've had ever.
Fun, but you're on guard 24/7.
Megan's walking around covering her butt, and I have to push the stroller, so I'm like wide open for business. This is crazy.
He's threading the needle.
Oh man.
Yep. They got skills.
Yeah, they do. Rather than traffic getting directed like you'd normally see, they're just all using the one lane.
There you go.
Oh my
To
gosh.
the kid.
Holy moly.
Today we're headed to the 27 waterfalls in the DR, a group of waterfalls that you can hike to, then slide or jump off. It was about a 40-minute drive before we found it.
Just came to the 27 waterfalls. We did 3 of the 27 because we had the little guy with us, but it's super cool that they let us do it. One of them is very, very scenic and beautiful. You kind of go back and you get to look up at the waterfall.
Here's your story, let's begin. The water's fine, come on, dive in. The future's here, it's right before your eyes. Step by step, you're on your way. Welcome to a brighter day. Don't you know it feels good to be alive? You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could. Yeah, and times are changing everywhere. Do we dream and do we dare? It's up to you. It's always open wide.
Oh my God!
Feel the rhythm of today. Learn hard and join the play. The world is here. Let's take it for a ride.
The second one you can jump or slide off of. He told me it was 12 feet high. I think it's more like 22 feet high. So I slid down and then I got a little adventurous. I was like, all right, I'm gonna jump. No, I went back up and I definitely did not jump. I slid down again with Megan. Oh, it's so much fun!
You could be larger than life, bigger than the world, living out the hopes and dreams of every boy and every girl. You could fly higher than the sky, shine brighter than the stars. You could have all you ever wanted, shoot the moon and reach for Mars. You know you could.
We had to take turns because of Reese. And then Dad went and he didn't jump off either. He slid down and lost our GoPro in the process. Thank goodness we had an awesome guide and he did like this Superman jump to the bottom, which is 18 feet deep. And he went and got our GoPro. It was like, oh my gosh, not another one, because we just had everything stolen. Not everything, our phones and our other GoPro. So I was like, we're down another GoPro. No more water stuff. But he got it for us, so that was super cool. We're stuck here, I think, for about 10 more days, unless the weather just switches before then. I'm kind of contemplating coming back. I regret not jumping. So we might be back. It cost $12 a person. They didn't charge us for Reese, so for all 3 of us, it was about $36. And then we tipped a little bit for finding our GoPro. That's priceless, really.
The Dominican Republic shares an island with Haiti. It's full of beautiful things to do and see. We finished up our time here while waiting for a weather window, sightseeing and enjoying the local culture.
San Felipe Fortress. I think it was built in 1564 to protect Puerto Plata from pirates. Easy access. It's so windy. As you can see, this is why we're stuck here. It's very windy. Are you ready? Do you trust it? A hesitant look.
The only thing I'm worried about is walking up so many stairs.
Do you like heights?
I don't mind them. Heights aren't my biggest fear.
I have now stopped. I'm not going any further. We decided to climb to the top of this yellow tower, and it's 27 knot gust of wind today, so it feels really, really crazy. It's pretty windy. Yeah, I'm holding on for dear life. I might have to crawl down on my butt. So they just came up and like completely washed our car down.
There you go.
Thank you. Hi. What is he saying?
Are you
They
happy?
wanted more. They
wanted more money?
Well, the other guys wanted more.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
The one guy's like, $10, that's mine. And the other one's like, what about us?
head towards the mountain. Kind of just went off on our own and ended up at this beautiful spot.
There's probably bats in here.
No, it's a little dark. You want a flashlight? No. I'm in the cave.
Cheers.
Cheers, baby.
The time has come.
No. I was gonna go kiss all over her like I do Reese, but I don't think Megan wants my germs today. I'm a little sick.
Well, she was throwing up all last night or yesterday.
Megan's original flight was yesterday. We had booked it. And I woke up and looked in her bedroom and she was just kind of sitting there and she's like, can we change our flight? And I'm like, no, because you only have 24 hours to change it. And then that's when I knew she was really, really sick and she's asking to change her flight. So she looked very pale. She spent the day sick. I got Jeremiah up. We talked about it. It was worth changing her flight for the $300 so she didn't have to go through that. So that's what we did, and now today she feels much better. It was like a 24-hour bug. She's recovering and she's gonna fly on out of Dominican, Puerto Plata.
We'll miss you, Meg.
I miss you too.
Yeah. You got to see 2 countries, do a major passage, all in 14 days.
Yeah.
About. Yeah. Really cool. We were hoping to make it to Puerto Rico with her, but the Dominican has taken hold of us and it's not letting go. So this is probably where my parents will fly into as well.
Did you enjoy your time on the boat?
Yep.
What was your favorite part?
I liked when we left the Turks. That was fun.
Leaving the Turks. Beautiful day.
Going
Yeah.
across the bank.
Yeah.
Well, now we will be headed south and hopefully you'll come back out before we get to Grenada.
Yep.
Farewell, Megan. We love you.
I love you too.
Megan coming out to visit was so wonderful. We're very close with our older kids and we try to see them as much as possible. It's bittersweet once they're all grown up. The time has certainly flown by. We miss the younger years, but we are also very proud of who she's become. Meg is off to pursue her career in nursing. Until the next time, Meg, we love you. Coming up on the Lazy Geckos.
We're right in here and we're going to be hugging this coast. Sun should go down, the wind should die, and then we will motor into the wind all night long. Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico!
We're back.
We're back!
We're back. They'll have Taco Bell.
I was peeing. You just missed it.
I think we'll go in town today.
We're at Phosphorescent Bay. We're gonna go see the bioluminescent. We actually dove on all the sailboat's anchors because there were so many reefs.
Good morning. Let's get going. Is she done?
We're gonna keep you safe in here.
Yeah.
Did you bring us some cupcakes?
Are you gonna talk?
He's like, oh my gosh, they're both next to me. Crazy. Major Capironovich.
Yeah, this is the dock where they're parked and they're playing Monopoly. Coast Guard, this is sailing vessel Calypso.
Calypso, this is U.S. Coast Guard, Roger, understood. You're launching a dinghy to go check on that jet ski. Request you report anything you find to U.S. Coast Guard, over.
Copy, they're getting the dinghy in the water now.
96 Coast Guard, received a point of a jet ski in the city of Boca Raton Harbor, firing flares and sounding a whistle.
Episodes are fueled by Patreon. See how you can be a part of our journey at patreon.com/lazygeckos. Want to get behind the scenes? Follow us on Instagram. There's tons more fun to see on our Vimeo channel. You can find the link in the description below.
Hello.
But you're supposed to go up there next time.
I did go up.
Next time, do it.
That was a major fail.
No, it wasn't.
Oh yeah. You didn't go all the way up.
Okay, at the very top of this little tower, there's a ladder that you have to climb. And Megan's like, I'll take the camera and I'll get up there and I'll get the footage for you. You can't climb it with a camera around your neck. It's like through a little wee hole.
I would have had to have her pass it to me, but she was not letting go of the railing.
Thank you for being there for me.
Yeah.